Thanks, Serena. Well, when someone feels down or depressed, it can seem like motivation has to come before action. But sometimes taking that one small step is what helps that motivation return. Therapist Trent Mueller joining us for Therapy Thursday with practical ways to start moving forward. Trent, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It seems like this can be kind of a reoccurring cycle. You kind of get stuck, you don't really know how to move forward. And for me, at least, when I'm in these situations, I feel like a lot of people feel like they have a lot of things they need to do, and you have to do all of those things at once. But really, it's just about taking that one small step to get off the ground.
Absolutely. And that's honestly where a lot of my clients get stuck, is they're looking at the whole picture and everything they have to do. But in reality, if we can break it down and do little things at a time, it gets a whole lot easier. And before we know it, we're done.
Why does it seem like our brain kind of goes right away to, oh my gosh, I need to complete this, and this, instead of taking a step back and being able to break things down right off the bat?
Yeah, it's that threat aspect of our mind that likes to look towards threat. So it's looking at all the things I need to get done. When am I going to get them done? How am I going to get them done? And it makes sense to do that, but it's not helpful as you're working through it, because we're not really great at multitasking and doing all these things at once. We have to do one thing at a time. So if we're able to train that mind to do it one thing at a time, it's just a whole lot simpler.
Is it also about slowing down? I know a lot of people, they kind of refer to themselves as workaholics, or they always like to be busy to kind of keep the mind distracted. Does that play a part in kind of that threat feeling, why we always feel like we have to get everything done at one time?
It does. And in all honesty, a lot of times when people are so busy like that, it's because they're running from something. From themselves, from something they don't want to deal with, from a thought, a feeling, something in their past, a situation. And it seems like a healthy, helpful distraction because it's productive. But productive avoidance doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah. Why is waiting until we feel like it may be sometimes often ineffective or kind of hurting that process to get better even more?
Because it's almost like our gears get stuck. And just like with a machine, if you just stared at it and waited for the gears to get unstuck, it's never going to happen. You have to push it to get it unstuck, and it's going to be hard. It's going to take some work, but as those gears start moving again, you feel that energy come back, you feel that motivation come back, and then it just kind of keeps going. You build that momentum. So it's tough, but it's getting it going one little step at a time, and it does start moving on its own from there.
What are maybe some examples of some good first steps? I know a lot of people sometimes when they're in this depression that it can be even hard to get out of bed and start your day. Brush your teeth, brush your hair, do simple tasks like that. Of course, in the summertime, it's great to get outside, but what would you recommend?
Yeah, sometimes it's the smallest thing. So it could be different for everyone. Maybe just asking yourself, what's the easiest thing I can do that's going to push me a little bit? Maybe it is just getting out of bed and brushing my teeth, and I'm going to get back into bed. Maybe it's I'm going to go down and I'm going to make coffee, and then I don't even know if I'm going to drink it. It's just going to be there.
Right.
Or if I can stand out in the backyard and just look at the sun a little bit, not directly, but just getting out there and getting that sunlight in your eyes and getting that energy kind of going from there. And before you know it, you might find that that starts kind of compounding on itself and leading to these energy just flowing.
Does it help to kind of have positive reinforcement, kind of celebrate even those small steps towards the bigger goal?
Absolutely, because a lot of the time we beat ourselves up. We do the little things and we're like, but I didn't do that thing or that thing. And it's like, if I can just give myself credit for what I am doing, it's going to feel a whole lot better, and I can get to those bigger things in time.
How can people know what first step is right for them? Kind of what would be the most meaningful to get them through this journey at the end of the tunnel?
Well, it's a lot of practice. I mean, it's trial and error. You're not going to know the right thing because you're going to have to find it in time, just like finding the right fit with a shoe. You put it on, eventually in time you know what size fits you, but at that beginning stage you got to try a couple of things on. So maybe you're thinking about it and you're trying to get outside and go for a run, and that's too much. So it's like, I'm just going to go downstairs. Maybe that seems too easy and I got to do something a little harder. So you're kind of finding that fit, and in time it just gets easier. You just get to know you.
Really interesting. Of course that differs between person to person, but great advice this morning. If someone wants more on this topic, where can they find you?
Yeah, I have new content coming out every week on Tuesday mornings on my newsletter. You can find that on my Instagram. The link is in the bio. My Instagram handle is @premier_performance_Reno, and there's a ton of stuff in there, free tools for everyone to use. If you find this stuff interesting or helpful, you can get in there and just get more things.
There you go. For more information, make sure you visit Trent's page. We'd love to have you back soon. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. 9:20 is the time for you. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us this morning and kicking off your Thursday with us. We'll see you soon.